All right, so in this video, what we're gonna be going over and what we're gonna be reviewing is a call that I did where I went ahead and I temporarily booked a client and penciled them in. Now, the ultimate goal here is to eventually get a deposit from the client. But what we do is we move them forward in the sales process because they may be on a whim waiting for multiple things. What temporary booking does, it actually psychologically gets the customer to know that they're already working with a moving company, so they don't have to go search for another moving company, they don't have to get any other quotes, etc. We use temporary booking when they're on the fence and there's no other ways to go ahead and get them over. A good example would be like, okay, I just need for my house to go ahead and close, I just need to go ahead and wait for this wire to hit my account, and I'll be able to go ahead and pay the deposit later on, etc. Sometimes we don't go ahead and put them in the calendar and they may forget, they may think like, oh my God, I have to redo the research and go talk to another moving company. But what temporary booking does, it safely puts them in the calendar. They still have a little bit of leeway where, you know, they may or may not go, but most of the time when you do temporary book them, they already don't want to go ahead and go through the process of talking to another moving company, spending 30 minutes on the phone, which a lot of people that are going to be paying for move do not have the time for. That's the reason why they're hiring another moving company. If they could do it on their own, they probably would do it on their own to save some money. But time is a big factor, so when you temporary book them, pencil them in, it will eventually push the sale forward, and then you can go ahead and get a deposit. So let's go ahead and listen to the call, and then from the call, I'll go ahead and break down again on what are some of the things that I did to go ahead and overcome and get to that temporary booking.
Hello, this is Kevin.
Hey, how's it going, Kevin? Steven here.
Hey, Steven, how you doing?
Doing good. Hey, I know that we just sent over an email. You got about 2 minutes? I just want to ask a couple of questions for you real quick.
Sure, yeah.
So real quick, another rep gave over a quote to the customer, and you know there was a follow-up that needed to be done. Me as the manager, I went to go ahead and look. I was like, okay, there needs to be a follow-up that needs to be done. Sent over a follow-up, and then they replied back with an email. And then when they replied back, I just went ahead and called them just so I can get an easier close out of it, because when you're on the phone with them, you could kind of pull triggers a lot faster to move the sale forward. The ultimate goal here is to move the sale forward. So I went ahead and I called them, and now I'm on the phone with them. So that's kind of the context on how I was able, you know, the conversation that's going to kind of be going on here.
Okay, Kevin. So, were you planning to go to our storage, or did you need to go straight to San Ramon?
No. We're gonna do the storage.
Oh, yeah. Okay, got it. You got the storage here. Got it. No problem. Okay. All right. So then we're gonna take your stuff from the 2826, and then we're gonna take it to your storage in that road. Does that sound right?
No, to your storage.
Okay, yeah, because I seen there's a storage in San Ramon. So
yeah, we had originally talked about that, but I also just wanted a quote on your guys' storage as well, so that I can. Because I mean, it's preferred to just have your storage.
Okay, then you're actually going to be your pricing is going to be a little bit lower because our storage is closer than San Ramon.
Okay, but it's still going to be a higher price from storage to. We're not going to San Ramon, but we'll be going to Lafayette.
Yeah, it's going to be less because the thing is that when we take everything from our storage, it's going to be already flat and it's just going to go straight into our truck, so it's not going to take too much space.
Oh, all right. Yeah. I figured that's the case with the storage, not having to deal with stairs and all that.
So right here, you know, we're on the phone. We're building more value. The customer had some questions regarding the storage and the pricing, etc. Now, if I was just to communicate via email, these are some of the things that I would not be able to pick up. So reiterating, recreating more value, and then identifying some of the pain points that the customer had. So right now, he is not booked, but we're gonna go ahead and get there.
Yeah, that's why I just wanted to clarify a couple of things on there. So updated that. Let me just re-rate this shipment. What I'm going to do, Kevin, because I think you heard my voicemail, I'm just going to go ahead and pencil you in for that date. Sound fair?
Yeah, that'd be good. I mean, like I said, as long as we don't have to like put any deposits or anything down, because we're almost certain guaranteed, but it's a 10-day test and regular inspection. So it's like if they if the buyers find anything that freaks them out and it basically bombs the sale, then obviously we're not going to be able to move out at that time. So
Yeah.
just want to be certain of that.
No, that sounds fair. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm just going to go ahead and circle either me or Leslie. She was your representative.
Yeah.
When would be a good date to circle back with you? Let's say Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday we should know for sure, if not sooner. If it's sooner, I'll obviously, happy to get the deposit and all that stuff ready to make sure. But for sure, Wednesday is the 10th day. So.
Okay, sounds good. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and circle you in just for, and you said the 19th. Was that the same date?
So what I did here, when I said, does everything sound fair? I got his buy-in. He said yes. So I said, does everything sound fair? Yeah, everything sounds good. Just to clarify everything, if he had any other questions, it seemed like the storage and this, that, and the other was some other questions that he had. But once I already overcame all those objections, I asked him a simple question. How does everything sound? Does everything sound fair? Yes. Cool. He's still on the fence because he is waiting for the house to close and he doesn't want to pay a deposit, he said. So, but everything else sounded good. He didn't have any other objections. Typically, if they do, they'll let you know before you go ahead and move forward. So it sounds like everything is all good. Now we're rolling into the circling and penciling in for the day of whatever day it is.
Let me
Possibly, maybe.
100% certain.
They can always update, but
That's Saturday?
yeah, it's Saturday.
Yeah, okay, that's it.
Okay, cool. And I'm putting in here, I approved you up to 45 days of storage. Don't know how long you're planning to have it in there.
Okay, yeah, for sure. I mean, that's also just something up in the air. It just depends on how long it takes us to find a new place. I mean, it's going to be at least 2 months.
Yeah.
We just have to stay here for school. So other than that, it could be as long as it takes.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. Things are always up in the air. Things can say 2 months, sometimes it leads to 6, 7, but let's just hope it's fast, right? A quick turnaround.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So what's the updated cost from our house to storage then?
So right now, I penciled him in, but he's asking more questions and just clarifying things. So right now we're cementing the sale so he doesn't have any other ideas after I go ahead and lock him in. You always want to make sure that you're cementing the sale, essentially answering any other questions that they may have that, can lead into something else. He just wanted to make sure that he got the full-on price and then go ahead and move forward.
I guess it's the same hourly, but...
Yeah, it's the same hourly.
Oh, okay.
I think we've got the price range dropped down to I think it was like 17, about 1,700 to about 2,200, because it's a lot closer. I think your other one was like $1,000 more.
Okay, I had $3.10 an hour times 6 hours for the.
Just make sure that as long as everything goes, I'm going to put a note in here to give another.
So that was pretty much the end of the call. There's not a lot of more context on there. We already had penciled them in on there. But the main thing that you're gonna wanna do with temporary bookings is you wanna go ahead and lock them in and you wanna go ahead and temporary book them. The benefits of that is that, number one, psychologically, the customer thinks they already have a moving company, and you always wanna typically use it when they're always on the fence and there's no other objections on there. And then number two, what it does is that if they do go with another moving company, you're penciled in. Most of the time, they feel bad if you have them penciled in. They'll actually tell you like, hey, I don't want to go ahead and move forward with you because of this. And psychologically, customers do not like confrontation, so they might just go ahead and move forward with you. Now, we've done a lot of this, a lot of our team members practice this and it does work. They don't want to spend the time to go ahead and speak to another moving company and waste 30 minutes. So do this, and do this whenever you want to go ahead and temporary book somebody. It does work, not all the time, but it will work. It's better than not putting them in the calendar. Do this next time.